Max Gawn is with us. Welcome back to Melbourne. Welcome back to captaining your club, because there was some news while you were away. They at least let you have most of your holiday.
I was still captain.
Yeah, I know,
but just took a few
you didn't
weeks
have
off.
to talk about work.
There was a report, though, like into the Melbourne Football Club. Of course, we know that after the year that you've had, there was a few questions to be asked, and the report came back, and you came out well. I think they said good captain.
Is that what they
good
said?
captain's performance, I believe, is what we heard.
They it's funny. The day one of my Gold Coast trip was the day I had to do the review. So Jess wasn't over the moon with that it followed us. But after day one of Gold Coast, I was then left alone, which was nice.
So what was the findings of the review? Obviously, Gary Pert has stood aside as part of that.
I said this before I left. We do this every year. We don't necessarily get someone from the outside. So we got Darren Shan from the All Blacks to help us with this review. So that's where the external part would come from. But I've had this conversation my last 6 years as captain, post every season, about how we're going to get better. And we probably just delved into it a tiny bit more because we had an external guy come in and give us his opinion, because he was able to spend 2 weeks with us in the middle of the year, and then he also had multiple people report to him at the end of the year. So the external part helped. But yeah, as I spent as much time as what I normally do. After the premiership in 21, I spent the same amount of time trying to get ourselves ready for 22.
It does feel like, though, that the president's gone now, the CEO's gone now. It does feel like it's a new generation for Melbourne going forward.
Yeah, and the CEO, I mean, they both gave this club a 57-year drought. Sorry, they didn't give us a 57-year drought. They ended the 57-year drought. That was the second of Norm Smith that gave us a 57-year drought. No, so we were able to win our flag in 21. The girls won in 22. Purdy cleared the dead in 2018. We have a facility that looks like is almost signed off, and that's a long way closer than where it's ever been with all our facility chats. So the two people at the helm have done an incredible job to get us to where we're at. And now it's time to sort of turn the new page, and we're not the 21 Demons anymore. We're now the 25, 26, 27 Demons, and we're looking forward. And
the other big news that has come out is Joel Smith has officially been given that 4-year ban for the match day positive test.
I think this is good that it's finally come out. Like Joel would have had a pretty stressful year. The club has obviously been dealing with it throughout the year as well, and constantly getting questions around it. The fact that there's a bit of there's cement now in it, like it's finished, it's done. Obviously not a great result for Joel, but we can all move on now.
Can you, as a club, have you been told like what you can do as players now? Like what sort of association you can have with Joel? I know that he's a person who, he was a teammate of you and obviously a lot of the people at the club. I imagine he has still close friendships with some of those people that have probably been put on hold a bit during this period of time where they weren't allowed to be in contact. Do you know now going forward whether, the club is going to be able to support him in any way? Is it a complete loss of ties between them? Do you know what's going on?
They're all great questions. He was an emergency in our 21 grand final, and I dare say, I'm not sure about reunions because we haven't had one, but I dare sure emergencies are allowed to come.
Sure.
Is that something that he's allowed to? They're all great questions. I'm keen to ask them myself.
Because you're not allowed to play in any form of organised sport. So we're talking...
So he's not allowed to play organised sport at all?
So like Wednesday night mixed netball, no.
Oh, really?
Basketball,
because my
golf.
Wednesday night mixed netball team, they're all off their heads. You should see what the wing attack's putting away.
It's always the wing attack.
The speedy little centre.
This is a Triple M breakfast.